Welcome to City Love San Francisco, where we'll do our best to share favorite city spots with a little local insight and history. Today we're sharing one of the city's most famous landmarks, the Golden Gate Bridge. Since opening day in 1937, the bridge has been both a destination and part of everyday life for most San Franciscans. Most visitors begin their trip by visiting the entrance to the bridge, which does offer access to the beautiful 2-mile walk across the bridge. That said, the parking lot is small and traffic backs up on the weekends. If you want an exceptional view of the bridge, a beautiful walk, and a fine cup of coffee, then start your visit off at the Warming Hut. The Warming Hut was built in 1909, and it is the perfect place to walk along the water or sit and gaze at the bridge and the bay. The Warming Hut is also close to a second local favorite, Fort Point. Fort Point was built just before the start of the Civil War to protect San Francisco from enemy warships. The original plans for the bridge called for the fort to be destroyed, but Chief Engineer Joseph Strauss realized the mastery of the masonry work and the importance of the site, and he changed the design of the bridge to incorporate the fort. I spoke briefly with a fifth-generation San Franciscan, Mark Johnson, about the many roles Fort Point has served.
So Fort Point's been continually repurposed. It was used by, even during the construction of the bridge, it was used by the construction crews. There was a canteen in here, there were offices in this space, but after the bridge was built, the Army essentially used it for storage. My father remembers in the late 1950s, as a kid, being out here and fishing and being bored, and he managed to slide underneath the doors out here, the original doors that were from the 1860s, which have only been replaced recently. He got into the Sally Port, and you could look into the main parade field, and the Army had basically stacked all kinds of equipment in the parade field just for basic storage. So up until the 1970s, when this became a National Historic Landmark, Fort Point was storage space, for lack of a better word.
Today, the fort is much more than a storage space, and it offers the perfect spot to take in the mechanics, scale, and majesty of the bridge. And oftentimes, you'll come across unexpected events when you visit the fort. When you do make your way up for a walk along the bridge, make sure that you take a look at the cross-section of bridge cable. The cables that suspend the roadway are actually 25,572 separate wires wrapped in one housing. And make sure that you give a nod to the statue of Joseph Strauss, whose vision and perseverance created a living structure that interacts with the environment harmoniously and provides a roadway for nearly 40 million vehicles yearly. Also, when you gaze into the bay, take in the fact that approximately 40% of the water draining from California into the Pacific does through the Golden Gate. 4 times a day, 528 billion gallons of water move under the Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge serves its purpose with grace and strength that is difficult, if not impossible, to take in with just one visit. If you're truly interested in the Golden Gate Bridge, I recommend getting a copy of The Golden Gate Bridge, History and Design of an Icon. And when you do visit the bridge, allow time for your eyes and mind to wander.